Hey, this is Christina Feliciano, Feliciano and Friends. I have Jimmy O'Connor here, a local comedian here in Jacksonville, Florida, and we're going to learn all about him. So thanks so much for coming. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you for having me.
So
This place
you're,
is sick.
no, so the Jacksonville-based comic, how has this city shaped your humor? I know you're from here.
I'm from Cape Coral, Fort Myers, so
Okay.
Southwest Florida. But I moved up here for like a few reasons, but to do comedy as well.
So
So I
what made,
started here
so
for
why
sure.
did you come here for comedy?
Um, so I do medical sales, and I was supposed to cover a surgeon at Flagler Hospital,
Okay.
and Flagler's a smaller town. I was like, all right, I'll live in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a big city. They'll have a better comedy scene. So I got a place on Jack's Beach. I moved up here, and then I started comedy up here. And the city's definitely shaped my comedy view, uh, kind of like 180, because I started as just like, and I think a lot of like most comics do this. They just try to emulate their favorite comic, and my
Okay.
favorite comic at the time was Anthony Jeselnik, and he's like very
Oh, he's
dark,
dark. I love
yeah,
him.
very
I love
dark,
him.
like
No, I really
smart
like him.
one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great,
He's great. Yeah.
and I'm
Very dark.
like dry and silly, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not really the vibe. So I was like putting on a performance for the first like 6 months I was doing stand
Mm-hmm.
up or whatever, and then through like the Jacksonville comedy scene and just like finding my comedic voice and finding my friends and like making them laugh, and they're like, why
Yeah.
don't you do that on stage?
Yeah.
So it definitely shaped kind of who I am comedically, and like just kind of helped form me as a person, honestly. So shout
Okay.
out to Jacksonville comedy, my friends. Not everyone in the scene, but my friends.
So, what made you decide like I wanted to do stand up for real? Or what's the
Um,
background? So, what made you get into it?
so I've always liked stand up. When I was in like third, fourth, and fifth grade, I was like obsessed with Jeff Dunham. You know the
Yeah, yeah, music, but
ventriloquist?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
And everyone kept saying like that's not a stand up, that's a ventriloquist, but I
yeah,
didn't really I was just so young I didn't really know the
yeah.
difference. And I was like, I want to do whatever that is. Like whatever just like make
Okay.
people laugh. That was awesome. So I was always like thinking about stand up ever since I was a kid, but where I grew up there is zero stand up scene.
Okay,
Like
so you're
there's
pretty
no
serious
yeah,
there.
like there's just yeah, I mean there's just no like open mics.
Yeah.
There's one club and then there's a club like an hour away, but they don't bring anyone in local.
Okay.
So as I got older, I was like, okay, I have to move to a
Yeah.
city with a stand-up scene. And I was listening to all the comedy podcasts like throughout high school and college. And
Hmm.
I was just like, okay, I have to go somewhere because Cape Coral, Fort Myers, there's nothing going on. So I started in in Cape Coral. I did my first ever like open mic, but it wasn't even an open mic. It was a comedy workshop for comedians.
Okay.
So it was only comedians in the crowd, and they were all like rating and helping workshop each other's jokes.
Hmm.
So that was like the first time I like got on stage. And then I moved up here 2 weeks later, and then I was at open mics with like real people. And it's like you
Okay.
can actually gauge it. So yeah, shout out Jacksonville.
So, how stressful is that to go and do an open mic?
Um, in the beginning, it's very stressful. Like I have a joke about not having anxiety, because I really don't. I kind of have like dog brain. Like I just think about what I'm doing right now. I
That's
don't really think about the future. It's pretty nice.
yeah. It
Yeah,
must
it's
be. It
partially the
must be.
concussions I got when I was younger for sure. Um, but it's very stressful in the beginning because you think that the open mics matter, and you
Yeah.
think that like the other comedians are gonna judge you on your past open mic set. So like if I bombed on a mic on Monday,
Hmm.
back then if I saw everyone again Tuesday, I'd be like, they saw me bomb. They've been thinking about me bombing
They're
for the
thinking about
past
themselves.
24 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one cares.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
we're all everyone when they start out is like pretty bad. And then
Yeah.
hopefully, you gradually get better. But also, a lot of people are still bad. And they just like don't really get it. But yeah, it was stressful in the beginning, and now I don't think about it until I'm like about to go on stage.
Do you get nervous at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for not for mics and stuff, but for shows and like any show that in my head matters a lot. Like a lot of the Comedy Zone shows, I'm getting better at because I've hosted there a good amount.
Okay, that's cool.
But like in the first like 3 or 4 times I hosted at the Comedy Zone, I was like, this is like make or break, and it's not. It's like
Yeah.
they all went great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did a hometown show where like 40 of my friends and family came and saw
Yeah.
me at the one club that we had, and it
Yeah.
went great. And I was very nervous at that show because it was like
Okay.
everyone seeing me for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they like surprised by any of your jokes?
Yeah, a little bit. With some of my, because some of my jokes are like based in reality, and then some of them are not.
Yeah.
Like one of the jokes, I talk about quitting cigarettes, and my friends know I've never smoked cigarettes, so they were thinking about that and not like listening to the joke. Yeah, so it was
like
it
this
was
little liar.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Oh, that's cool. So every comedian bombs at some point. What's your most unforgettable moment
So
when the crowd was not receiving jokes well?
So the very first paid show I did, I got my
Where
buddy.
was it?
It was in Gainesville. It was
Okay.
at Swamphead Brewery, which I've done a bunch of times since then.
Yeah.
My buddy Luik, shout out Luik, he booked me on it for like a little 5-minute guest spot. So
Yeah.
in stand up, 5 minutes is like the least kind of amount of time you can do to make it like kind of a set. And he booked me for a 5-minute guest spot. I only had 5 minutes. So I was doing all of my jokes. I was like 4 months in.
Yeah.
And the first 3 minutes are going well. Like there's like maybe 40, 45 people there, like
Yeah.
tables and stuff. And the first 3 minutes I was like, this is going well. And I was confident. I was like, this is great. And then I made a joke that I no longer do. And then like 2 tables in the front
We're gonna ask.
just started booing. And then I was getting booed for like 30 seconds. And then I like got him back. And then my last minute was like fine.
Yeah.
And I finished like okay. But that's one that I'll always remember because that was my first paid show.
Yeah.
And like my first like big show. I was like, all right, you got booed on your first show. It's only up from here. Comedy is brutal most of the time.
So yeah, and I think it's just, I mean, it's all relative. But so what's harder? Is it writing jokes, performing them, or people that are like on random, like tell me a joke?
It's a good question. I would say the writing a joke isn't that hard because there's a lot of different like formats for like simple jokes.
Yeah.
Writing a great joke is very hard. Or if you start getting into like, I have my closing 2 minutes is a bit about Publix. So it's like kind of 2 separate jokes that are seamless, like one into the other.
Okay.
And it's like that 2 minutes is like a cohesive 2 minutes, and it like kind of takes you on a ride.
Yeah.
That was like very hard to write, and I haven't written something like that since. But if you want to write just like a one-liner, it's not as hard. So I would say
Okay.
writing. Performing is just reps, really.
Yeah.
You kind of just like, you figure it out, you keep trying new stuff, like trying pauses and stuff like that. And then, yeah, the people that are like, oh, you're a comedian, tell me a joke. It's like, it's a lot of comedy is like the environment that it's in. Like that business dude.
Yeah.
If I'm sure he said that to a group of guys that had like-minded to him, that would have crushed.
Yeah.
But it's you, and it's a
Yeah.
business meeting, and it doesn't
Yeah.
go well. So it's like a lot of comedy is the environment and timing of the joke.
Yeah.
So it's like if someone's like, "Oh, just tell me a joke," it's like, well, you're also probably expecting something really high now
Yeah.
because you've seen great comedy. Like you haven't seen a lot of local comedy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's a joke that you've told? I'm about to put you on the spot. You don't have to. That makes you laugh when you think about it.
I don't have a joke that like makes me laugh, but I have a joke in my set that I can't like. I smile every time I say it,
Okay.
and it's about. It's like one of my strongest jokes. I would say it's about having sex with my girlfriend while my retainers are in. Which is like it's kind of like just a funny premise, and it's just like kind of a funny thing. And there's a line in it that I say that I always just like I can't help but smile. It's just a fun, and that one's real.
Okay.
That one's true.
How long are you with your girlfriend?
A year and 8 months, I think.
Is she into comedy?
Yes. Well, like she's not a comedian, but she likes my comedy and likes good comedians.
Okay.
Yeah, she's, I would say, harsher of a critic than I am for most local comedians.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of getting like a good comedy ear because that's all I do and talk about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys watching like the Funny AF?
Yeah, my do you know Ray Lau, the Asian male?
Yeah, I mean I'm watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. He stayed at my house for like 3 days. Yeah, I got
Very
him
cool.
shows in Florida. He's a homie. Sadly he didn't make it to the next round. But yeah, Funny AF is great. I know a lot. Like I don't know personally. The only one I know personally is Ray. But I've followed a lot of those comedians' careers, and they're great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good platform.
Now I'm freezing. There's a woman that I find pretty funny, and there's a man.
The white blonde, Taylor.
Yeah, I think
her name's Taylor. A lot of people think a lot of people are serious all the time.
Yeah.
Like I've had that even like on stage. I've had to be like, we're at a comedy show, guys. Like I'm not doing a TED Talk up here. Yeah, a lot of people don't get it, and I think a lot of people think they have great senses of humor.
Yeah.
And then if it's anything that someone else says that they disagree with morally, they go, I can't separate the funny from like what you think the truth is. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people suck, honestly. Yeah. That's it. But there's a lot of really good people, really good stand-up fans too, for sure.
So do you laugh a lot like when you're not on stand-up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, humor is like
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
humor is like the most important thing, honestly.
So, because I've seen that, because I've met comedians that are kind of like both ways. Some that are kind of funny or like jovial outside, and some that are like, nah, like I'm kind of.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend and I were just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I think humor is such an important thing in a relationship because it's like that's like your partner.
Yeah.
And it's like my girlfriend's beautiful. But in 50 years, she's going to be 75, and she's not going to be beautiful. And that's just how it goes. So it's like...
so you better be funny.
Yeah, you might not be able to, like, stimulate me sexually then, but, like, mentally and, like, comedically, you can stimulate me, which is funny. That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
Is she funny?
Yeah, she's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very funny, but she's one of those girls that's, like... She's only funny to, like, her best friend and me because she will not speak out in, like, any social setting. Like, she gets around, like, my friends or my comedian friends, and she doesn't say a word. It's like, I don't know. That's she works with kids because she doesn't like talking to grown-ups.
No, I get that because I feel like if I'm really relaxed, like I'm very like Izzy's seen this side of me, like I can be really, really funny. And my people, and I have got like I got like 5 friends, but they've been friends with me for like 20, and they would all be like, Christina's so funny, but because it's especially my profession and everything, so it doesn't really come out. But then one day Izzy came over and was like, I really think if you just weren't on social media, were yourself and on the podcast, like I feel like you would get so many followers. And I'm like, cool. And then she came back, she's like, actually, I think you get canceled.
Yeah. It's just like a level.
She like came back, was like, actually, like, nah.
Yeah, it's just
don't do it. Don't do it.
It's just like a level of comfort that you have to have with people.
The
to
broader audience will not connect the way that I do.
Honestly, I think they will, but it'll be a weeding process.
Yeah.
And some people, if you really start like voicing your real opinions or whatever, like your real humor, some people and your like friends and family are gonna be like, oh, that's what you think? I don't think that's funny at all. And it's like, all right, well, this is the real me, so it is what it is.
I think I'll be okay with my friends and family. I'm just like the people that are like buying from me.
Yeah,
that's the issue. It's like...
Yeah, the business curtain is important. It's brutal.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Like we were talking before, so I do medical sales.
Okay.
And I'm in like every hospital in Florida.
Yeah.
Like I have so many contacts in every hospital. And especially in Jacksonville, because I'm like at the Jacksonville Comedy Zone a lot. No one said anything to me, and I don't think they will for a while. Yeah. And then I feel like I'm going to go in one day and be like, I saw you at the Comedy Zone last night. And I'm like, well, now I'm a professional, so separate the two, please. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my bosses know I do comedy, but I don't think they'll, I mean, it's also, that's a boundary. It's like, well, I don't care. Yeah. Like I'm gonna keep doing it, so whatever.
It's funny. So I like been kind of public. I haven't been as much, but kind of like I had a bad like prescription drug abuse problem, and then I've been like open about my sobriety. But then recently, the last like 6 months, I've been drinking like THC drinks. So like when I'm in Orange Park like 2 weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago with my dad, my brother, and I both had like some issues with stuff like legal stuff or whatever. My dad works for me. He like gets a video camera out and was like, "This is my daughter." He's like, everyone thinks she's a wellness guru, a yoga teacher, and is Bible thumping, and like
she's just chugging weed.
Like, he's like, look at her with my son. Starts talking to about my brother. Yeah. Been in jail, both, all this stuff.
Dad's really calling you out. And your dad works for you?
He's like, I'll blackmail you.
Yeah, well, you're getting bumped down a little bit. That's brutal.
Like, this is the real. But I always felt Izzy too. I feel like my inner circle, I feel like just like they always are like just like we've always had like a relationship where we kind of like, I don't know, just like talk shit to each other. Yeah. My family, Milton's family. So I feel like everyone can seem like so humble because nobody allows me to like,
Let's even talk about your dad wanting to open a weed food truck.
So yeah, he was like so upset when it was like voted out. He's like, I'm gonna have it right in front of the Alpha Clinic. I don't know if that. This is when I was real like stone cold sober. Like we're not gonna have any of that. Yeah, and then he was like all depressed when it like got voted down. And then I was trying to tell him because I'm at the Alpha Clinic to like sell smoothies, and he's like, there's no fucking money in smoothies.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I was like, I think there is.
I feel like your dad's got a lot of hard lines.
And then my dad, he's got a ponytail and a beard, and he was like, oh, he got all upset because he was at this Publix, and he was like, they were like, oh, look, there's Willie Nelson.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's funny because my brother had long hair, and I've always had long hair, and then we started putting it in bun, like a bun, a long time ago. And then my dad was like, yeah, I'm gonna grow out my hair too. So like he has a silver bun, so when we're together, we look so stupid. Yeah,
no, that's how like it's just funny. So I feel like I'm more like I don't know, like it's wild because I feel like I can be more myself with like my my family and friends, but then not that I'm trying to like publicly present.
But also like the public stuff, like it is a skill that a lot of people don't know. It's a skill to like be yourself when a camera's on and you're recording a podcast and you have to keep the conversation going. Like it's a skill, it's a process.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here's the thing, though, is that nobody's really watching the podcast right now, so I feel like I just posted
We're going to get those numbers up.
No, but what I'm worried about is that, because what happens right now is the way that I do it is we do short clips, and we do get a lot of views on, like, Instagram.
That's great.
So right now we do cut a lot, but I don't, like, sometimes like I said today, like, I'll be like, oh, who really cares? No one's really watching it, but I'm worried, like, one day I'm going to really make it, and then they're going to go through
they're going to go
all of them, and they're going to be like, look at this bitch.
Yeah, well,
what she said.
That's what happened to, like, Shane Gillis. He got SNL. And then they listened to like 2 podcasts back, and he did like an Asian slur, or he just did like the Asian accent or whatever, and it was fine, and it was funny. But yeah, he got canceled off SNL for that, and now he's one of the biggest comics in the country.
So I mean, it is what it is. But I do think about that too, because I feel like we had a comedian on. Remember that comedian?
Scott?
No, we had Scott, but no, I would have remembered Scott's name. It was Law Smith. He's cool. Like, he was funny. We did it he's out of Tampa, but he was having some, like I think about him as, like, the clips that are going to end up going.
Yeah.
Because he made some, like, Anne Frank jokes that I think I might have laughed at.
Yeah.
And then
Hey, it's also, I mean, if you're having that's the thing, too. It's like, people are getting upset over what comedians say on a comedy podcast. It's like the whole goal is to make you laugh, not make you upset.
Yeah.
But that's like the line that comics push. It's like, if it is upsetting but it's funny, it's funny. So it's like if you have a comedian on and you laugh at something they say, it's like, yeah, he's a comedian. I'm supposed to laugh.
Yeah, no, exactly. So he was making us laugh, and he asked us some wild, like, hypothetical questions. He got Izzy back here because we were like doing it like on like a computer, and then he had little Izzy that's like. Little conservative 21-year-old little Reagan married with a baby. Yeah, this is Izzy, right?
You're married with a baby?
Yeah, and then he's asking the most wild questions. This is like
I'd rather have a dick for a nose.
Oh no.
Or a nose.
What was it?
I don't know. He asked if like
for a forehead. Was it?
I don't know. It was like something like sexual and like I don't know. Like Izzy's all like thinking about it seriously. On like I don't know. I think I'd like to have like.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I was like. Then I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't know why Izzy's all like, let me think about this.
Yeah.
Important life decision.
Yeah,
it is. That was funny. Yeah.
Izzy's gonna get canceled too.
Well, congrats on the baby and marriage.
Kicked right out of 1122.
Oh yeah, it's a big church.
Yeah. Izzy goes. Actually, I don't go, but I do their prison ministry with them. But I'm.
What's that?
So, we go to prison. Because of my incarcerations, I'm laughing, but I am being serious. I do have like a heart for people that are in prison, especially women. So I was doing jail ministry here for a while, but we actually 11/22 I was heads of prison ministry.
Okay.
So I go with them. They do it every other Saturday, but I try to go at least once a month. And we go to Ocala Lowell Correction Facility. Okay. Yeah, and they like bring like the sermon. So for the first part of a sermon, but then we like do arts and crafts with like the offenders for like 2 hours. But it's like, it's meaningful. Like I'm laughing, but it is, you know, a lot, especially a lot of women too. Some people have done heinous things, but a lot. Like everyone's always like, how is it like there? I'm just like, dude, I'm always like, thank God. Thank you, Jesus, that I didn't make like that decision that one day and didn't end up here. Like I don't think at all like I'm above them. I think I'm just blessed that I haven't, you know, in a moment of anger, or I don't know, or just followed somebody or something. So yeah, and it's hard to like be there, you know, locked up and like, so it's something I do. So I don't go to 11/22, but I do their prison ministry. But it's cool. Yeah,
prison is one of the two things that I think could ruin my life. It'd be prison or a baby.
No, they're honestly so no. And the thing is, I used to think before I was like arrested in 3 different states and held for, I used to think like when I was like married and like things were really good, like that'd be the worst thing ever, but it's not. If you're tough, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do.
I mean, I don't want it. Like, I would not. I agree that it was bad, and I never want to go back. But what was so hard was the lack of freedom. The actual being inside was not hard for me, if that makes sense. Like,
my whole life is about freedom.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I do sales because I don't want anyone to tell me what to do.
So what was so horrific about it was being like locked in, and then not freedom. But the thing is, at least in my experience, and even when I go in, a lot of these women don't have really great social skills, different things. So if you have decent social skills, if you keep your word, like there's, you know, if you say, hey, if you give me this tomorrow, I'm going to, like, you can get along. So a lot of these women just don't have great social skills, don't keep their word, different. So if you just kind of, it sounds crazy, but kind of like more, you know, you don't let people, like when I first got in, you know, just like, hey, we're not going to do that. And you just kind of show like, you don't, I never want to fight, but I'm not afraid to. Yeah. Like, and if it's you or me, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to be, you just kind of have that energy. Like, you end up being completely fine. But what's so horrific is, like, the guards, you know, all of that. So it was definitely a bad experience in that. And when I was here in Duval County, I was held for 18 months, high security, just because I couldn't bond out. I ended up beating the charges, but I couldn't bond out. And I didn't see, like, I could look outside, but I didn't see, like, couldn't look up to the ceiling, like, the sky for all of 2019.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that is like a big, like, paralyzation and reincarceration are my 2 biggest feels, because I like, freedom.
Yeah.
And I don't like people telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Or authority.
Yep,
so,
me neither.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
Yeah, so that's not my favorite thing. So I gotta stay straight and narrow.
Yeah, well, you're doing great with the business.
So I'm trying. Yeah. So the comedy often comes from pain, chaos, awkwardness. Why do you think that you're so funny?
Oh, that's well, my mom died when I was like 13. No laughs there?
No, I was supposed to say, like, my kids, they say I don't talk to them, are pretty funny, so, and their dad died when they were young.
Yeah. So my mom died of cancer when I was like 13.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So, did you have something to do with it?
The silver lining, though, is that you're funny.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I think I just always liked making people laugh, like, even as a kid. Like, I remember a lot of distinct memories when I would, like, make people laugh in social settings. Like, I remember a handful of times I made my family laugh, and I was like, I made them laugh so hard, I was like, are you guys fucking with me? When I was, like, 6 or 7, I was like, this isn't, I feel like you're lying to me. I feel like you're doing it, like, for sport.
Yeah.
But it was just, like, a really funny thing for a 6 or 7-year-old to say.
And I think, too, like, the fact, like, it does make me, like, actually makes me almost, like, choke. This makes me very sad for you that you lost your mom at 13. Like, in truly, like, and I think about my kids. But I also think when you've experienced, like, such, like, really deep pain, it's, like, better to be happy, too.
Yeah.
So if you're able to, like, and that's why I think even now I laugh. If I'm able to, I get depressed, too.
Yeah.
But I'm able to laugh. It's, like, when you've experienced such darkness and such a bad emotional pain, it's like, what's worse as a child than losing their mother than, like, at least, like, if you're able, like, the laughter is like, thank you, I can laugh. Like, it's a really good positive.
Yeah, a few of my comedian friends specifically, are like depressed and like really kind of like going through it. And I'm like, dude, you're just choosing to be sad. I was like, you can choose, like, it's a really hard choice, but you can choose to be happy. Like, you just, like, I had one of the first, like, stressful weeks in, like, 10 years a few weeks ago. And then I got checked myself, because I'll say the thing I live by at the end. When I called my dad, and I was really just kind of going through this thing, and he was like, but you don't have a disease. He's like, this is gonna get figured out. Like, it's fine. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, all right. And then I was just like, all right, I don't really care about it anymore. Like, it will get figured out. It's fine. You know what I mean?
You have siblings?
Yeah, I have one older brother who is 5 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have, it's, I don't know if you really want to get into it, but I grew up, like, very independent. Like, my dad and I were, like, roommates when I was, like, 13.
Okay.
Because my brother moved out, mom died, and then even, like, my mom was sick for a year. So it was, like, we had to do a lot of stuff. Like, I had, like, a kind of break in, like, childhood where I was like, you're not a kid anymore. Like, we just need
Is there, like, a very distinctly before and after, you feel like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, my mom got sick December 2012. And then she passed away August 2013.
That's fast.
So for that, like, 8 months, she was just, like, kind of actively decaying. And it was, like, pretty brutal to watch and pretty brutal to be around. But we played a lot of board games. I made her laugh a lot. And, like, there was some happy times. Yeah. But it was, like, it's pretty brutal. Yeah. And then after that, it's like, me getting a B doesn't really upset me. Yeah. Right? So it's if I don't get this job or I don't, this girl says no, it's like, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Was your mom pretty cool? Yeah, my mom was great. I was a fucking mama's boy too. Aww. Yeah, my mom and I, she's like, all right, do you want to go get don't cry. I'm sorry. She'd be like, do you want to go get groceries? And I was like, yes. And then I would just, like, go to the grocery store with her. Yeah. And it was like, we just did everything together. Plus, I was telling,
Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy. Sorry, I blanked. Good. You look like my friend Olivia, and I want to call you Olivia. I was telling Izzy, my mom was a dog breeder. So, like,
what type of dog?
Cavalier King Charles Spaniels.
Oh, my cousin has one. But
they're
cool.
Great dogs. So, like, we would take the dogs out on walks. We would walk, like, miles at a time every day. We'd take all the dogs on a walk. We'd take them to this place called, like, a secret beach, which was, like, a little dog beach. So we were just, like, doing stuff all the time. Like, I did a bunch of drives to Tennessee to sell the puppies with my mom. So it's like, that's a, 8-9 hour car ride. And it was just, like, there and back. And it was just, like, I was just with her all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
Not to get dark on this comedy podcast.
No, but it's all like, no, but that's cool, though. But I always, like, I do find that, like, the funniest people, though, like, I usually have had, and, like, people,
there's definitely a theme in comedy of, like, if you're a comedian, something happens.
Yeah, that's where, like, there's a, so,
and
I hear, like,
definitely a correlation.
I don't talk to my kids. I mean, I talk to people that talk to my kids, but, like, I don't, they're with family, but I always hear, like, I have 3 boys. My oldest will be 18 next year, but everyone's like, they're funny. Like, they're like a little comedy trio. Yeah, it's great. It's like, thank you that they're somehow throughout it all.
Yeah, I mean, funny is a really hard thing to be.
Yeah, they're like funny.
I would want my kid to be funny than smart. For sure.
Well, me too. Yeah. Just because, I mean, but I think that is a type of intelligence.
It is. It
is.
Because, like, I mean, I've gotten by a lot in my life of being kind of charming and a little funny.
So I definitely think that, it definitely is, like, it's an intelligence.
Yeah, it's like a social intelligence.
Yeah, it is. Sure. What, if you could open up for any comedian in the world, past or present, who would it be? And why?
So it kind of would bounce around between my 3 favorite comics right now. Number 1 is Dan Soder. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I don't know if I have.
He's brilliant. He's great. He's like, every comedian loves him. He's finally blowing up. He's been doing comedy like 20 years. Dan Soder's the man. And then 2, which hopefully I'll be able to host for at the Comedy Zone at the end of this month, is Phil Hanley. So Phil Hanley, again, super, super funny New York comic. Yeah, it's May 28th through the 30th.
Okay, in town. Oh, I think Molson Stilling's going to be in town, too.
Yeah, Thursday show, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday.
Okay, we'll come. That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. So hopefully I can host for him, which I'll find out in the next few weeks. And the 3rd, I didn't get to host for or work with, but I did hang out with him for a night, was Jeffrey Osmus.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's New York comedian.
Okay.
They're not like super big, and a lot of the super big comedians I do like. They're like those three. I think personality wise, we would kind of jive with, which would be like really fun green room hang. And I'm just like a huge fan of all of their comedy styles.
That's really cool. Yeah, like when Mel and I had gone to a few like big shows back in the day, I've never gone to any big like arena comedy and found it that funny. And I don't know if it was like I don't know if it's just like too. I don't know why, but I've never gone to like arena comedian and found them funny.
You want to see comedy in a comedy club or like a small theater. Yeah.
And you know what's so wild? This is just like a side. I don't know for sure if it was Whitney Cummings, but when we were in New York, there was like this female that I found so funny. She was like, and this would have been like 20 years ago, or you know, and all these jokes. And then later Whitney Cummings like came up, and I was like, I think that's who we saw, but I don't know for like to this day I'm not for sure, because it wasn't like she was just like up and coming. Yeah. And then when I looked it up, she used to do like little like in New York, and I can't like for sure, but I'm because it just like I remember her making like Angelina Jolie, like just jokes that at the time were kind of like taboo or people didn't talk about. So,
Whitney is great. Whitney's Scott actually just met her and was talking to her for a while because he filmed her opener. She was just at not the Florida Theater but the other theater in Jacksonville. Yeah, I mean, and that's like the cool thing about comedy too. Like not so much on like the Whitney Cummings level now. Yeah. But like if you go to the Comedy Zone, most of the comics are doing a meet and greet, and it's like you can talk to them for a few minutes, and it's like they're like a real human. You can't talk to like a rock star, unless you go backstage or like in their green room. Yeah. So it's like there's a lot more like humility and kind of like being able to be personable with the famous person in comedy. You know what I mean? Exactly.
No, you know who wasn't like this is probably not that funny when I saw her, but I think she just was like hungover or tired. Was at the Florida Theater was Nikki Glaser. Right.
Yeah, her comedy's not for me.
So okay. I thought you were silent because you were like, that's my favorite comedian, and I think she's. So when I said it, I was like, oh, that just was a crash and burn because this is his favorite comedian that I just offended.
No, her comedy is like she objectively is very funny because she sells a bunch of tickets, and it's like she is funny. Not my style of comedy.
Maybe it was that, so I don't know. So I went, and it was just not like I was like.
She's not for me. Yeah. But she does supply a handful of really funny comics writing jobs. Okay. She's like a comic that like is very open about like I had writers write this set
and I
or
think
whatever.
Maybe I hadn't really seen, so I think maybe before I went to the show is that I'd seen her interview and I was like, she seems like a cool person, which I still to this day think like in her actual interviews, like she's like a cool person, but when I went there I was like, this is not it was not
the comedy community I feel like has a lot of mixed thoughts
about her
on Nikki. She also shit on a few comics that are doing great right now pretty hard a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like
I mean, I think part of it too was like she was kind of making jokes about Jacksonville, which is fine, but it was like she had things like confused, like it was like the wrong city. Like she was just doing stuff that seemed to, in my opinion, seemed like it was, again, I feel like I don't really care. 'Cause I'm not a comedian, so you can't really like, whatever. Like it seemed to me either she was just like hungover, but just like not really like she hadn't thought it out. She didn't really care. She honestly seemed like she didn't care, and like her jokes were almost like she had used this drug maybe in Detroit, and it was like the same thing. Yeah. Because the things that she was saying was like it could be funny, but that doesn't even make sense in Jacksonville. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like so all the lobsters you're getting them. It's like, well, we're not a city that does like so she was just making these like references about Jacksonville, but I'm like, no, I've never heard of Jacksonville having a a cracker head, like, or there were just things where it seemed like it was like standard jokes about another city that she was saying Jacksonville for, and it wasn't quite making sense.
Yeah, that's
exactly actually.
That exactly. Yeah, like that's exactly what happened.
Okay, yeah. So it was like a pretzel factory downtown. I'm like, I don't think we have a pretzel factory downtown.
Yeah. A lot of comedians have their first like minute or two is like kind of stock lines about whatever city. Yeah. But most of the time they will make sure the references hit.
Yeah, so, and it was not. So it starts off with all these references like not hitting. Like...
No, it's. I mean, it probably was. Yeah, it probably was her not doing her homework, or whoever was like helping her with that set. They didn't do their homework, and they were
it was
like, all right,
really
whatever.
hadn't done. Where it was like,
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Yeah, I have a joke where I reference wherever I'm at, it's local water park. So if I'm in like Cocoa Beach, before I get on stage, I just go local water park, and then I get that name, and then when you say it, the crowd goes crazy because they're like, I know that place. It's classic.
No, and at the Comedy Zone, that always happens. That they always kind of shit like, oh, and the joke's always like, I've made it. I'm at the
at the Ramada Inn.
the Ramada Inn. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like that's all.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comedians' takes on it, and some of them are like brilliant, and some of them are definitely like,
I only just saw clips of it, but there was one that kind of, I think it was Cat Williams. I just saw clips, but he did a good job, and he might have done the same Google, but like Soutel or Moncrief, and he did it like he hit when I saw the clip.
Cat Williams did. Yeah. I think he did like 10 or 12 minutes on his special about Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole thing was Jacksonville.
Oh, really?
It's called Great America, and it's perfect.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different one, but yeah, Cat Williams rips.
Yeah, so that was like
That's awesome. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, it's called Great America, and it is perfect. Literally, it could not be more perfect.
Yeah. If you do your research, it hits. Yeah.
Every single.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cat's the man.
So what's the best crowd interaction you've had during a set?
So there's like a two-parter kind of.
Okay.
So I was hosting at the Comedy Zone for Ryan Long, which is a really big comedian. It was a sold-out show. It was like 301 people. It was awesome. And I had someone yelled out during my retainers joke, like the joke about having sex with my girlfriend with retainers.
Yeah. Is she wearing a retainer or are you wearing a retainer?
I'm wearing a retainer. I'm a good boy. I had braces for a long time. I'm like 11 years wearing my retainer right now.
Straight. Look at that. Yeah. I had them too, and I didn't wear them.
Yeah.
Now they're all crooked on the bottom.
But a guy yelled out. He was like, my CPAP. He was thinking about having sex with his CPAP, and it he yelled it out at like a hard point where I make the audience quiet. So it was like He's like, I fuck on my CPAP. Yeah, exactly. So it didn't derail me, but I was like, hey man, don't yell out. So I kind of shut him down a little, not aggressively, but not as nice as I should have. But since he said that, I'm looking around at the crowds and I'm like, yeah, you guys, the retainers thing is for kids. For adults, it's it probably is CPAPs. So I started adding that to my retainers joke, and it works very well. So that was a crowd interaction that gave me something comedically.
Yeah, and then, thank you, sir.
Yeah, and then
reach a broader audience.
Exactly. And then one of my favorite ones that I've done is for my closing 2 minutes, it's about Publix. So I asked the crowd, I'm like, you guys like Publix?
You like Publix?
I love Publix.
Okay, me too. So
and one dude in the front row goes, no, it's too expensive. And I was like, what are you, poor? I feel like Publix isn't that expensive. So that was something that's and that's just a
and they
fun.
have BOGOs.
Yeah, they got BOGOs. That's a fun stock line that I can use now. Of if anyone else disagrees, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you're poor. Which is that was fun for me.
They're the best cakes.
Yeah. So it was kind of a two-parter on that question.
That's good. So outside of comedy, what's something about you that you think would surprise people?
I think I'm pretty confident on stage and confident at this point in my life. Well, I feel and whenever I say this, it does kind of surprise people because I feel like they know me now. But I lost my virginity really late. I lost it at 20.
That is late.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty late. But it was one of those things
now?
26.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been fucking for a little bit now. Yeah, it's been a good 6 years. But I looked kind of I didn't have a sleeve, but I looked the same. I didn't really change from 20 to 26. But
it's the fountain of youth.
Yeah. But I couldn't with girls and stuff, I couldn't turn off the being silly. I couldn't get serious. And that's pretty important.
So that's why you couldn't get them naked.
Yeah. Or my girlfriend and I, because she saw like the act of me for the first like 2 months of being like serious, like, and then it's like it slowly just deteriorated to now it's just like I'm just goofy all the time. But like the first we like went through my DMs because she was like, I want to see how you used to like interact with women when you were younger, and I was like, I don't care, it's all like I know I got friend zoned a lot. And like the first DM I ever got on Instagram was like an attractive girl that went to a different high school, and she sent me a picture, like a selfie of just like her face, very pretty girl, and she was like, hey, smiley face, and I was like, what's up? And she was like, nothing much, what are you doing? And I was like, it was like 9:10. I was like, I'm about to go to bed. And then I just said, good night, exclamation point. And it's like, I just swerved her unintentionally because I was just like, yeah, I just wanted to go to sleep. So it's like, that's how like oblivious I was at like 17, 18. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of girls in high school, if I like make it in comedy, they're like, I thought he was gay. I feel like that's kind of the vibe I had a little bit in high school because like I was friends with all the pretty girls and I was just friends with them, like nothing else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like that surprises people now.
Heterosexual.
Yeah, I made it out
funny.
heterosexual. Yeah, because on stage I'm like pretty confident and I like I flirt with old women a lot, so I feel like it's a pretty fun dynamic.
I feel like old women love young men.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, it's fun.
Funny. All right, so where do you see? So first, are there any local shows you're doing right now that you want to plug?
Yeah. When will this come out?
This weekend, but nobody's watching it. But we'll clip this. So.
What do we got? Yeah, I have a show tomorrow. So I have so
And what we can do with the clips too is we can post it in the
May 9th, I'll be at Buckner's Ale House or Buckner's.
Where's that?
I don't fucking know.
Buckner's.
Buckner's. It's like it's in it's not by the beach. That's a great promo. I know where it is. It's over. There's a foxtail by it. It's by like Flamingos or.
Flamingos.
Yeah, it's
is close to us in Ponte Vedra.
No, not Ponte Vedra. It's like Springfield. I don't know. Jacksonville has so many like little cities. Okay. I don't really leave the beach that much.
I didn't know there's multiple flamingos. Or there's a I don't know.
There's one. We're a little off.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Just Google River City Comedy, and it'll be Buckner's. And then also, I don't know if I have it yet, but the Phil Hanley weekend at Comedy Zone, the 28th through the 30th.
Okay, cool. So that's at the end too. That or like when we get off.
What is it?
Is it spelled B-U-C-H?
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, that's why.
What's the rest of the name?
Okay, it's Buckner's. Bierhale, Bierhale.
Oh, they're German.
Yeah, it's a German place.
Yep. Buchneres.
Yeah, really just Google or look up River City Comedy on Instagram or Google, and
we won't clip this part.
Yeah, there will be a bunch of flyers with my name on it, and we also have. So we have a weekly show at Burlock and Barrel, downtown Jax, every Friday at 8.
Very cool.
So I host that, and I'll be there pretty much every week.
And then on the Getting with Jimmy, or Getting Jimmy with It, do you post on your IG?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I have like 3 stand-up clips up there now, and I will be posting a lot more because I just got.
You post like events on there.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll post wherever I'm at on like my Insta stories and stuff. And then if I get like a weekend, like I got a weekend in Southwest Florida that I'll post about. So just Getting Jimmy with It on Instagram, and then you can kind of check out whatever I'm doing. And I will be posting a lot more stand-up clips because got a camera, about to buy a computer to edit with, so we'll be getting it going.
Nice,
for sure.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you see Getting Jimmy with It in the next 5 years? To go back, I do believe. Like in God, I look at the scripture. So in Psalms, it talks about a man without a vision perishes. And I do think it's dark, but a lot of times when people commit suicide or get really hopeless, it's because they don't have a vision for the future. So whoever race, creed, I do think that having a vision really makes a difference. And I always encourage everyone, friends, family, patience, like try to like have a forward, focused vision. And I also think when you have a vision, it kind of pulls you. If you're like, so what's your 5-year vision that you like to see?
First, I'll say I agree with pretty much everything you said.
Yeah.
I'm a big like goal-oriented guy. Like I have my list of goals from like 2021. I write it out and it's on like right in front of my desk.
See exactly my goals for this year.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll show you. Yeah.
I have the exact same thing. Hopefully in 5 years, I will be still alive. Right. That's number one goal. In 5 years, I think hopefully I will be a lot better as a stand-up comedian. I will have found my like true comedic voice, and I can get more of those like 2-3 minute bits and a lot more of those instead of just like jokes. So 5 years, I'd be 7.5 years in. Hopefully I would have like a diesel 30 minutes of stand-up, so I could like kind of do headlining and small local shows and stuff like that. Don't know if I'd still be living in Jacksonville. We'll see how the Jacksonville scene develops.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, hopefully in 5 years I'll have I'll be doing it.
Out of purgatory.
Yeah, I'll have a podcast.
Where's heaven for you? What city?
I don't really know. Because, like, I mean, I lived at the beach for so long. Yeah, it's like, I just want to live at the beach.
I know, me
but,
too.
like, the stand-up scene in New York is
it is
uncomparable to anywhere else. But it's like, I don't want to live in New York, honestly.
You stay for a minute.
Yeah, you could. Hopefully have my own podcast, be posting stand-up clips daily. Start to have, like, a following on social media. Because that's the game now.
It's interesting you said that about New York because on the Funny AF, they were. Do you remember them talking about how I think this was like New York they were at first, and then maybe LA.
Yeah, it was New York, LA, Chicago
at first, and then Chicago. Like, but they were like, you know what? The reason that they were like the New York was so much funnier, and they were like, but also it was the people that like took themselves and brought themselves there, so it's also like a different caliber of and they weren't from there necessarily, but the fact that they had gone there to
New York. Any real stand-up comedian will say New York is the mecca for stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, I have the best memories as far as just laughing at holes in the walls in New York. Yeah. With my husband. Yeah, like the best memories, like we were in our early 20s, and like, but they were so funny. Yeah.
All of the, I would say, maybe 75% of like the touring stand-up comedians that are like doing weekends and stuff all live in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New York, the Comedy Cellar, Legendary Club, Gotham, Legendary Club, and like
the Comedy Store in LA.
Yeah,
right?
that's an amazing one. And LA has a lot of great clubs. They have Laugh Factory, but New York is like the mecca. Okay. If it's just like pound for pound stand up or like number of great stand ups, New York is unbeatable. Yeah, New York is the best for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the final question that I ask everyone is, what is a quote or saying that you live by or that you like?
So alluded to this a little bit earlier. So a quote that I live by and I kind of got from myself when my mom was dying. It's like, if you're not dead or dying, it's not that big of a deal. So it's like, if you have your health, you can do a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of people get stressed out about stuff that doesn't really matter. Like, oh, this person said this to me. Oh, my phone broke. Oh, my car broke. And it's like, all that stuff is replaceable. Objects are replaceable. People and your health are not replaceable. Like, would you rather not upgrade your phone for 20 years or lose 3 fingers? So it's like, comparatively, it's all health-based, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate their health or really, like, work towards their health. It's like my mom died when she was 51. She thought she had a lot of good years left. Yeah. And it got, cut out from under her, which that sucks. So it's like, just take every day. Don't cry. It's all right. No, it's okay. It's supposed to be funny. Sorry. Right, don't take any day for granted. And also, like, you don't know how much time you have left. So do whatever you want to do as much as you can. Yeah. Like, do what you can do as much as possible. Yeah. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I mean, it's a cliche thing, but it's like tomorrow's not promised. Well, and it's interesting. And it's not.
No, and there's something I had heard recently that was like someone that was like, would you take $10 million right now? Or people are going to be like, yeah. They're like, and you die in 2 days.
Yeah.
And people are gonna be like, no, I won't. So then all of a sudden it's like, wait a second. So what is really more
what's really
valuable?
important?
Is it really the money or your life?
Yeah.
And
You can always make more money.
Exactly.
You can't get better if
Yeah.
you get like a terminal illness or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, not to end on a dark note, guys. Yeah, come see me at the Comedy Zone and laugh. Before I just bummed you out at the end of the podcast. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Yeah. Coco's gonna hop up on the desk. She tried. Yeah, but yeah, if you're not dead or dying, it's not that big of a deal.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and check out Jimmy O'Connor.
Yeah.
All right, and follow him on Instagram and go see his shows.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.